I'm going to just take a couple of seconds here to let everybody kind of stream on in. So for those of you who are brand new, maybe you have no idea who I am Lauren Dragon Cook. I am the founder of Wedding Boss Life. We focus on the business side of things for wedding creatives. So if it involves, systems or workflows or SEO or automation, then that is our jam. So if you are currently on the live, then please feel free to give a shout. Say hi to Charlotte. Charlotte? Hi, Charlotte. Yeah, I know you're so excited for the live too, huh? You love coffee chats. Yeah. And yeah, sorry, clearly I love my dog a little bit. But I'd love to know where you guys are tuning in from. Is this your first time on a live? If so, let me know where you're tuning in from. Hey, Brienne, how are you doing, darling? So yeah, this is Coffee Chat Tuesday, Talk It Out Tuesday. So if you didn't check to see what we're talking about today, we are gonna make it rain, baby. We are making it rain. Now, probably not the making it rain that you may think of, but hey, Sarah, how are you, darling? But we are gonna be making it rain website leads, all right? So get your minds out of the gutter. Yeah, but I want to know who the newbies are. I want to know if we have any new people joining us. If you're catching the replay later on, feel free to say hi. Hi, Rochelle. How are you doing, darling? Oh, New York? Woo! Yes, I love my northern peeps. Woo! I'm from New Hampshire. So, yeah, it is cold as right now. Hey, Leslie, how are you doing, my love? How are you? So, quick disclaimer before we dive in. And I apologize for anybody that is brand new and they haven't seen me, on a coffee chat before, but I just want to put a little bit of a disclaimer out. Hi, Lee. How are you, my love? So it's going to get a little personal. I like to, keep personal and business separate for the most part. But just so you all know, in case I get like any buzz or notification or anything on my phone, for those of you who don't know, my father actually suffered from a heart attack last Tuesday after our coffee chat. Yeah. And so right now he is in surgery undergoing a triple bypass. So, yeah, I'm trying really hard to keep shit together today, and this really helps me to be able to talk with you guys, because if there's any place I'd rather be right now than being able to be with him, this is it. I'd rather be with my peeps than sitting in my bed crying. So I thank you guys so much for being here, being present, and sharing the time and space with me. So thank you. And I have to say, as I was just saying that, the time on the live said 333. I don't know if we have anybody that pays attention to symbols and whatnot, but yeah, check 333 out. Yeah, anywho. All right, so that's enough about that. I am going to get out of all of my windows and dive right on in. So, yeah, I'm going to take a sip of coffee before we start this. How's your week going, guys? I want to hear from you. I want to have, like, an actual conversation. Are you guys having a good week? Is it, like, a shit week? Is anyone feeling the crazy energy right now, or is it just me? Hey, Beverly, how are you? For those of you who aren't into the woo-woo, I won't get too much into that, but tomorrow is gonna be all kinds of crazy. So if you have clients or customers or anybody that is just like off their rocker, there's a reason for it, because tomorrow is a lunar eclipse and a blue moon, a super blue moon. Thank you so much, Rochelle. That means a lot. Anytime anyone says, words like that, I always get teary, so I'm like trying to keep my shit together. But I appreciate it so much. I really do. Yay! Brienne gets her husband back. Yay! So for those of you who don't know Brienne, you need to check out her work. She's amazing. Her husband is about to be deployed, and she is basically single momming it, and she is killing it, and I am just so proud of Brienne. So show her some love, guys, because anybody that has kids and, you know, is a single mom or, you know, pretend single mom, like, you know, shit is hard. So love on Brienne. Negative Nancy here. Sarah, you're not alone, baby cakes. I promise, you're not alone. So without getting all kinds of woo-woo, and I will dive in like 32 seconds, there's a reason for it. So even if you're not, you know, overly like spiritual or anything like that, that's totally okay. But what I would suggest doing, especially tonight going into tomorrow, is just writing down the shit that no longer serves you. Okay? I'm trying to figure out how to word this without coming across as all kinds of crazy. But if you're here, then that means you already know I'm batshit crazy. So much love to you all. But write down the stuff that no longer serves you. And what I mean by that is, if you have been trying to get over something, or if you have been trying to, like, you know, move forward, let a piece go of your business or your life, or, you know, maybe it's a past relationship that you're just trying to get over, write that shit down on a piece of paper, okay? And then what I want you to do, if you feel so inclined, is to tonight into tomorrow, burn it. I'm not even kidding you. Go outside, light it with a blowtorch thing. Not a blowtorch, all right, because I'm gonna get like all kinds of messages later on with people being like, "Lauren, you told me to use a blowtorch. My house blew up." Yeah, please don't do that, all right? Please don't. But light it, because what you're doing is you're setting the intention that you're releasing it and you're letting it go. And so that's what this kind of moon is really good for. So that's enough of the woo-woo, all right? I promise I won't get too much more woo-woo than that. I just saw somebody hopped off the live after I said that. That's too funny. Okay, sorry. Whoever it was, lo siento on that one. All right, but let's talk about making it rain website leads and making it rain on your website, all right? Sound good? Okay, good. So one of the first things I want you guys to really think about, take out a pen, take out your paper, jot this note down. I want you to really take a look at your website, okay? And for those of you who are especially not overly tech savvy, or, you know, whatever, this is especially for you, okay? I want you to really look at your website and pretend like you are a potential client, okay, that's looking to hire somebody that does what you do, right? I want you to try to hey, Jordan! I want you to try to figure out if your website is speaking to your potential clients or at your potential clients, okay? Because there's a big friggin' difference. And I can't tell you how many of my own clients that come to me and we work together to, you know, work on this, and it's talking at them, all right? It's not, you're not wording things in a way that is speaking to them. It's not their love language. It doesn't resonate with them. So maybe that, for instance, could look like, you know, you keep things very professional, which is totally all right. Like, I see nothing wrong with that. But there's no remnants of who you are in your website. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here? Like, give me a thumbs up, or like a love, or like a mad face if you're pissed off at me. I don't know. Like, just I want to make sure that kind of resonates, because what I notice is that so many people try to keep it professional, and, you know, all the respect to that. But what they forget is that people are hiring you because they fall in love with you, right? So I just got done writing a blog post for Dubsado. You guys know I love me some Dubsado. Yay, okay, I saw a heart. Awesome. You know I love me some Dubsado. I just got done writing a blog post for them, and the blog post is your 5 signs your welcome guide probably isn't so welcoming. Now, this all relates to what I'm talking about, and this is kind of why I thought, all right, we need to talk about this. We need to discuss it. So what I'm seeing more of in the wedding industry as a whole, and it doesn't matter if you're a planner, photographer, you know, you could be a whatever. I don't care who you are. You could be a magical fairy wedding person. I don't even know. And if you are, call me because I want to meet you. What I'm finding is that so many people are keeping things professional, but there's been a major shift in the business world as a whole, and so especially for entrepreneurs and especially creatives. So if you haven't already noticed, you are going to start seeing, if you haven't paid attention, a lot of people are they don't want a quick transaction anymore. Okay, they're not just buying something and running away off into the sunset. Like, they want to be wined and dined and loved on, and they want to fall in love with the idea of something. Okay, does that make sense? They want to be part of a larger story. They want to be part of your brand and your growth and your story, okay? And so what that means, how that translates for us is that you can't be afraid to show who you are. Now, if you're professional and you keep things, you know, chop, chop, chippity chop, then that's who you're going to attract for an ideal client, right? But if you keep things, you know, in, you know, tip-top shape, and you're not really attracting your ideal client, then there's a reason for that. And it's because you're not speaking to them. They don't resonate with you. There's nothing on your website that is speaking to them, right? So think about when you hop on somebody's website. Are you going to be more inclined to stick around a while and check things out if people are, you know, saying words that, you know, slang words that you say all the time? You know, if somebody drops an F-bomb the correct way, like the classy way on a website, I'm more apt to stay there because to me, that's real. Like, that's real life. That's who you are. All right, I dig that. I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna read about it. But if you are so, if you're not willing to let yourself, your personality show, then what that's doing is it's turning away people. Okay, because your ideal client isn't resonating with that. You're not speaking their love language, right? So does that make sense for you guys? Like, can I get like an amen? Like, can I get just some comments going? Just because I know oftentimes too, like when you like something on a Facebook Live, and if you've liked it already once, like it's not going to show up again. So I just want to make sure like that kind of makes sense to you all. But did I just say y'all? Like, what? Oh my God, my friends in Savannah would be so pissed right at me right now. Y'all. Okay. Okay, so Sarah, I tried last year to keep it professional and it took so much away from me. Yes! And girl, you have a kick-ass personality. That's not crazy ass. I mean, yeah, it is a little bit, but I love it and it resonates with me. All right, my goal to bring more, yes. Yes, 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 yes. All of that. Yes, Sarah. Like, that makes me so happy. Yay, Brianne. Okay, I have to keep it. Yes! Yes, Jordan, this is your space. Like, your website is your fucking safe zone. Sorry, dropped it. Hey, Erica. Yeah! Get it, girl. So, sorry, you guys obviously make me happy. Like I said, if I had to be anywhere right now in this moment in time, this is where I'd want to be. So I thank you guys. Yeah, your website is your space, okay? I want you to, like, own that. I want it to resonate with you. Like, I want you to really, really, really have that be part of you. Because what I find so often is that there's, like, a disconnect. Like, there's such a disconnect between who a person is, like, what their brand stands for, their voice, versus what their website shows me. Okay, so if I can see a disconnect, like, obviously I'm a little biased because I know what to kind of look for, but I'm looking at it from a client's perspective, right? So if I'm looking at your website and I say to you, you know, I need more of you, like, sprinkle you in here. I don't know who you are. There's a reason I'm saying that, right? So that kind of leads me into talking about your about page, all right? And so this is a huge for all my Rhode Islanders. I don't know if I have anyone tuning in from Rhode Island, but I don't know why, but you guys like say huge and human. I don't know, not making fun of you at all, but like, I don't get it. I don't know, it's like you dropped the H. I don't know. So what I want to talk about when it comes to about pages is, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. It's not like I'm not paying attention to you guys. About pages, all right, I hope you guys are all sitting down because I'm about to legit blow your mind if you have not already heard this from me. I would say probably half of you have, from what I can tell on who's on here. If you haven't said hi already, please feel free to say hi, drop something, you know, drop an emoji, whatever. Your about page has nothing. I want to get like real close, but I can't because I can't get that close right now. Nothing to do with you. Nothing. Let that sink in for a second, all right? Your about page on your website has nothing to do with you. Yeah, just said that. Now that I have probably half of your minds blown and you're like, what is this chick talking about? Hey, Marsha, how are you doing, love? Now that you guys are probably like, what is this chick even talking about right now? Let me explain, all right? So your about page needs to be doing a couple of things for your potential clients, all right? If somebody is going to be hopping on your website, I'm going to show you right now the normal path, the normal journey a client will probably take, okay? And then I'm going to show you my about page. So give me 32 seconds here. All right, can you guys see that? Can you just let me know one way or another if you can see that? That would be handy dandy. Lovely. Okay. All right, so if you can see this, I hope you guys can. This is, I'm about to show you what the normal journey looks like for your people. They're gonna hop on your website. If you didn't already know, I am transitioning out of being a wedding planner. I have weddings still this year, so I say that very loosely because I have had in the past a bride actually get pissed at me because I was talking to you guys about zombie vendors and the phenomena, like when we are so burnt out at the end of the season and how we literally are all like legit zombies, like, right? Anyone resonate with that? Hey, Fran! Oh, I'm so excited you're here. So she saw that and took offense to it. So that's why I always say now, loosely, I'm transitioning out. Yeah. But this is my group. This is private, so she ain't in it. I'm getting out. All right, so now that I've got that out of my system, all right, this is the normal path that clients will take if they are searching for someone and they just found you on Google. So say someone had typed in, like, I don't know, New Hampshire wedding planner in Google, and they saw my website and they clicked on it. This is the home page. Now, mind you, I haven't touched anything on here in a long time, so I can't, like, if something's out of whack, not my fault, okay? So here's my home page. My homepage shows them a little bit about who I am, but it really is basically calling to them. So what I mean by that, if you look here, all right, we are firm believers that the only major decision a bride or groom should have to make on their special day is whether or not they want to have another cocktail before being primed to walk down the aisle. And the answer to that question is always yes. Okay, that was my ideal client. Like when I was actively working on getting my leads, my clients, whatever, like that is my client, okay? So here's my homepage. It talks a little bit about me, but it has mostly like, all right, go here, go here, go here. All right, so you see like wedding info, it's going to bring them to my packages. Hot bridal tips, it brings them to my blog. Free resources, this is how I grew my email list, okay? But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to show you where people normally go. So because I took a look on the back side of like my analytics and all that fun stuff, I knew where my people were going, so I made it a point to make it even more easily accessible for them. The next place my people were going was about. Probably, more likely than not, because it's the next logical place that they're going to go, right? Then after here, it was always services, pricing. They would go to info because they would think that they would find pricing on there, but really, services is where you found my pricing info. So I did a little trickaroo on them. Dumbasses. No, totally kidding. Telling you, it's that moon energy. It's making me crazy. All right, so what I want to show you guys here, though, is what I'm talking about with the About page, okay? You know I always come full circle. I may go off on a tangent or 17, but I always come back. So the About page has nothing to do with you, all right? I'm saying here, this first statement right here is, I'm a wedding planning junkie and organizational nerd. What I did there is I am showing them what I'm really good at, because I know that they are having a problem with planning. They're having a problem keeping things organized. They're having a problem with figuring it all out, right? So what I do right off the bat is I'm going to show them that that is my jam. I've got you, right? So next line, this is my favorite, I won't even lie right now. During your wedding planning escapades, you're going to need someone who's in love with wedding planning stuff, because let's face it, this ain't McDonald's, and you won't always be loving it, okay? I bring the humor in, because what I'm trying to do there is I'm trying to resonate, talk with, not at, talk with my ideal client, all right? So you got to add a little bit of you into your copy. But what I really want to point out here, on my About page, yeah, okay, I say who I am. That's mostly for SEO, so if someone were to look up Lauren Dragon Cook, they're going to see my name and this will pop up. Trick there, write that down. I have a wedding addiction. Well, not for them anymore. For you guys. But anyway, I have a wedding addiction and I'm not afraid to admit it. It's okay if you don't feel the same way about planning your own wedding. That's why you have me. I'm speaking to their pain point, to their struggle, right? Like I'm speaking to them. So I'm showing them that it's okay if they hate planning, because chances are they're looking for a planner because they hate it themselves, right? So if someone's looking for a venue, right? Or let's do a venue, I'll do them all. If someone's looking for a venue, they want to know why they should be choosing your venue. They don't care. They don't care. I'm sorry, I'm saying this with the most respect and love. They don't care when it was built. They don't care when it was bought. They don't care, how many acres there are. They don't care about those things. What they want to know, truly, what they want to know is it renovated? Is it up to like 2018 standards? What is it going to provide me that I can't get at another venue? What am I going to get from you if I hire you? Like, what kind of level of service? Is it going to be a one-of-a-kind of experience, or can you do the same thing at the VFW, right? So, like, they want to know, they want to see what the venue's all about. They don't care, though. They don't care about the nitty-gritty details. So let me do a wedding photographer example. They aren't going to care. Your ideal client doesn't care if you went to photography school. Planner, they don't care if you went to wedding planning school. School? I don't know. Certification? Sorry. clearly I didn't do that. They're not going to care about that, right? They don't care if you graduated from Harvard in 1999. Like, they don't care. What they want to know, because couples are selfish. If nothing else from this coffee chat today, I want you to write that down, please. Like, underline it, box it, highlight it, like all of those things. Couples are selfish. They are. They are. Because they want to know what you can do for them. Like, that's it. They don't really genuinely care about you yet, because I'll tell you why. They haven't fallen in love with you yet. Like, you're basically, think of it as like you're going on a first date, okay? On your first date, are you going to tell them, you know, if like you were divorced, or, you know, I have no idea. Like, the stuff that you don't normally say on a first date, like, are you going to, like, disclose that? Probably not. Maybe some of you would, but I'm going to go ahead and assume probably not. Like, is this making sense to you guys? Like, because there haven't been any comments for a while, so I'm hoping that it's just, you're all like, oh, like, taking it all in, and I'm not, like, crazy. I had to actually check to make sure, like, I was still connected. Because it's been so silent. I'm like, oh my God, where are my people? Okay, so, all right. Another thing that you want to make sure you're doing in the About page, but you're not going overboard with it yet, because they haven't fallen in love with you yet. You want to show them that you can solve the problem that they're having. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, what the heck? Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you. Because I'm like, oh my God, am I still connected? Ah! All right. Okay. So you want to show them how you can solve their problem better than anybody else can, right? So what I mean by that is hi, Casey. Yay. Okay. Soaking it in. Good, good, good. All right. So I say here, and this is true, like, this is the God's honest truth right here. I've been living and breathing weddings ever since I was like 3. But do you see how I put a like in there? I could very much have just said, you know, I have absolutely adored weddings since the young age, spry age of 3. Like, no, I'm not saying that, because that's not how I speak. Like, you guys know that. Can I just rewrite? I mean, I can try, Jordan. I mean, I can try. Like, don't we have one session left? I mean, there's our session. Okay, so I've been living and breathing weddings ever since I was like 3, when I got my first Polly Pocket that just so happened to be the wedding edition. In the real world, I have over 5 years, well, that's 6 now, wedding industry experience, and still have that damn Polly Pocket. And I do. One of my boys almost lost my bride. That was a sad day. And I almost lost my shit. So, needless to say, that was a very dark day in the Cook home. But we found her. All is well. All is good. Okay, so, yay! Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so Erica, all right, here's a question for you then, my darling dear. Are you just a florist? Are you just a wedding florist? Are you a wedding florist and designer? Do you do daily deliveries? Give me a little bit more information, and then I can help you with your About page off the cuff, okay? But this is the last piece that I want to point out to you guys, and then I'll get off the screen. So you remember how I said, you know, speak to their problems, speak to their pain points, speak to what they're struggling with, and anybody can do this. I don't care what, you know, niche you are, like, you can do this. And I do it here with planning. Between work, your relationship, your family, and friends, you may be finding it hard to spare a few minutes to breathe, much less spare an extra 250 hours, the average time it takes to plan a wedding. Yeah, that's no joke. Sorry. So what I'm doing is I'm showing them my expertise, because I know how long it takes on average to plan a wedding. Then from there, I'm speaking to them. I'm not speaking at them. I'm not saying, well, you're a dumbass because you can't plan your own wedding. Like, no, I'm saying, I've got you. I feel you. Like, you're struggling right now. You're juggling a lot of shit. Like, and you're trying to plan a wedding on top of that. Of course you're going to go batshit crazy. Like, I'm acknowledging the fact that, yes, it's okay that you have a problem. But I can help you with your problem. I can help you fix that problem. And this is how. So I'm speak a little bit more to, hi Jen! Thank you, darling. So I'm speaking to their pain, their struggle a little bit more because they need to know that you get it. They have to feel assured that you understand what they are going through at that moment. Okay? Because if they aren't 100% like, sold, they're never going to contact you. It's not going to happen because think about this. If planning itself takes 250 hours, to do, a lot of that is the research and reaching out and all of that stuff, finding the vendors, but still, if they are, working full time, maybe they're getting their master's on top of working, there's a whole slew of things. Time is valuable. If they don't feel 100% assured that you are going to be able to help them and you're a good fit, they're not going to reach out. So you just want to really you're cultivating, you're writing a story. But do you guys see when I said in the very beginning, I'm going to blow your mind, your about page has nothing to do with you? It really doesn't. Honest to God, it has nothing to do with you, because what your about page needs to do is show them that you are an expert at what you do. Acknowledge the fact that it's okay they have a problem, but you're showing them how you can help them solve it. All right? So there's a good chance that planning is making you feel rushed, anxious, overwhelmed. I'm tapping into the emotions that they're probably feeling. Okay? Thank you, psychology degree. You're paying off for something. It's turning your walk down the aisle into a destination rather than allowing you to enjoy the journey and the experience, right? So you're tapping into their struggle. Money can get you, oh gee, Aaron. Making it rain. We're making it rain today, Aaron. All right, so the other thing that I want to definitely encourage you is because break this up. Break it up. You need an image. You can't be all text. I see so many about pages that are just straight up text. No. Think about yourself. If you hop on a website and you see nothing but a college textbook, are you going to read that shit? No, of course you're not going to read that. No. Why would you? If you're out of college, chances are, that's done. If you went to college, you're done reading the textbooks. That was the best thing. You're graduation day, no more textbooks. Done. So break it up. You can do that with images. If you're just starting out and you don't have any images, then use a testimonial, okay? If you don't have any testimonials because you're just starting out, reach out to past people that you have worked with on some level. If you were interning for someone, reach out to them and ask for a testimonial. Reach out to those that can attest to your character. It doesn't have to be the fact that it was a wedding, okay? So think about, start thinking about, maybe a past coworker or, somebody that really inspired you to get into the industry. Who was that? If I know you on more of a, I wouldn't say personal level, but if I know you more than just a Facebook face, if we have a coffee chat, I am more than happy to write you a testimonial. I am, because I get a really good sense of who you are and what your strengths are. I'm not going to obviously tell them what your weaknesses are, because you would probably hate me and I would be a bitch for doing it. So, so again, the whole reason why I'm showing you this about page is because this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say it has nothing to do with you. I do say that I'm, what my creds are and all of that fun stuff. You want your wedding, blah, blah, blah. So the other thing I would definitely encourage you to do is to put a button. You need a call to action on every single page of your website. Every single page, you need a call to action, all right? What I mean by that is if you aren't directly showing people where they need to be going on your website, they're going to be like, all right, well, that was fun. And away they go. No. If my about page resonates with them, what are they going to do? They're going to click it. They're going to click it, and then where's it going to bring them? Let's find out, because I honestly don't even remember. Okay, yeah, my contact page. So it's bringing them right to the contact page. That way, they're not having to be like, oh, should I contact them? I don't really know. No, like, it's right in front of their face. Shiny button, click the button. Like, all I think of every time I say, like, the word button, I know this is so stupid, but every time I say the word button, it reminds me of, Tiny Toons. Do you guys remember, like, or am I, like, dating myself here? All right. Any, like, 30-somethings in here? Like, the like, Looney Tunes, but they're tiny. Like, they were the baby ones. And there was one that was in the elevator, and he's like, push a button. I want to push a button. Button, button, button. And then he pushes all the damn buttons. He's a shithead. But, like, I just picture, like, yeah, everyone wants to push a button. So, put a button there. So yeah, it brings them to the inquiry form. This is a Dubsado form. So when somebody, you know, submits this, they fill this out and they submit it, then what it does is it automatically goes into my Dubsado. Yes, Tiny Toons. Okay, good. Tiny Toons for the win. I'm like, oh my God, like everyone's like under 30 here. I feel so old. All right. So what happens when they submit this? I'm getting information about them. So feel free to copy any of this stuff I put on here because I'm not actively planning anymore. I don't care about this page, like, at all. I encourage everybody to do that. So if you're watching the replay, if you're watching it live, like, copy it. It's okay. But what this is showing me is, all right, so am I available on their date? Yes or no? What's your budget? I asked them that question. Why? Because I want to know, understand what kind of event they're creating, and that way I can help guide their vendor referrals. That's not a lie, all right? That really is truth. But really, let's be honest, between you, me, and the 20, how many, I don't even know how many people are on here live right now. Like, we know why. We don't want to be working with the budgets that are like 3,000. Like, no. I want to make sure that you are going to appreciate what I do and treat me with respect. Those are the people, more often than not, that have the mid-range budgets, okay? So then I get to find out where the wedding venue is, if they have one. How many guests are we working with? Do you have a $3,000 budget, but you're inviting, 400 people? You're batshit cray. Bye, Felicia. Okay? No. I asked them, is it okay for you to give me a call, or to give them a call? Because I hate talking on the phone. Unless legit, and I know this is going to sound so stupid, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee before I say it. I hate talking on the phone. I really do when it comes to brides. But I love talking with you guys on the phone because then I feel like it's real and I don't have to like put on any kind of facade. But when I was talking with brides and, trying to book brides, it was like, okay, I gotta feel them out. I gotta know, like, do they swear? Do they not swear? It was always like that guessing game, right? So yeah, I'm all set with talking to them. So if they say I'd rather communicate via email, it was always like, yes. Thank you. Good. Okay. So then the last question that I really want to point out here is I always ask them what they think they need. All right. There's a big difference between what they will tell you in an email or on the phone versus what they think they need. More times than not, I would have somebody say, just help, because they had no idea what the hell they were doing, but then they ended up only wanting me to help them like the month of, or vice versa. They'd say, month of, but in reality, they had no clue what they were doing, and they needed all the help, they needed all the hand-holding, and yet, they didn't have the budget. So I want to know where their brain is at versus what they end up telling me later on in an email. Again, I would ask them, it's kind of just like the similar thing to here, and if they wanted to leave me a message. So that is the old site. And yeah, that's like the about page, the contact page. The other piece that I forgot to mention just then is make sure you're asking them where they're coming from, please. for the love of God, please ask them where they're coming from. Because if they are, you know, a referral, chances are you're going to want to send something to the person that referred them, right? Because that means if someone referred you once, they're going to do it again. You know, a handwritten card, a handwritten note goes a long freaking way. If they're, you know, finding you from Facebook, then that means whatever you were just doing for the last week or two is working. So keep doing it. But you're not going to know what is working for you unless you ask them that question, right? So it's just, I find that it's a piece that people forget to ask, but there's a reason behind it. So there's that reason. So I'm going to go through some of the comments here, and yeah, okay. So where did I leave off? Okay, so Erica, yes. Okay, I knew I was, I wanted to help you. So we're strictly wedding and events and design nights. Oh, girl, what's a design night? I want a design night. What is that? That sounds fun. I want to do it. Can I come? Where do you live? I just want to design stuff and make stuff that's pretty. But okay, so what I would suggest doing for you then with your about page is, let me think about this for 1 second. So if you're strictly wedding and events, but you're floral, right? So you really are like the unicorn of the wedding industry, because you literally are combining floral and planning. So do you actually help people on the wedding day? Like, do you do event management, or are you just more, you want to make sure that you are showing people that you do both, like that you are able to make things really pretty, but you're able to help them. You're able to help them plan it. So you want to be speaking to the point, like your ideal client's going to be somebody that loves beautiful things, but they don't have the vision to make it happen for themselves, right? Like, that's going to be your ideal client. And it, on top of that, it's going to be somebody that just legitimately doesn't have the time to sit and focus and plan. Like, it's just not feasible for them for whatever reason. Like, in their head, it could be something that's just in their head, or you know, they genuinely could be like working 6 jobs and just not have the time, right? So you want to speak to that. So you, again, would be saying something like, you know, time is of the essence. I understand, like, it takes way too long to plan a wedding, and you know, especially if maybe you don't consider yourself a creative, you know, and you don't have the vision for your wedding and design, we help you bring it all together so that you know your wedding is going to be beautiful and executed well. Like, that's what you're going to kind of tap into for your about page. Obviously, I want to know what your name is, if you have a team, you know, who you are. Like, you know, do you love kombucha? Like, I'm just like picking an example. Like, what do you love? I want to know who you are. I speak about Polly Pockets. Like, that's going to resonate with my old ideal client, because that's the age bracket, right? Like, and I wasn't lying with the Polly Pocket piece. Like, that was legit, but I had to really dig deep and think, okay, so how am I going to say what I'm about to say, but make it like actually resonate with, you know, with the people that, you know, I'm trying to talk to. So there's that. Hey, Christy, how are you, my love? Does that make sense, Erica? Like, does that help at all? I hope that it like gives you a little bit more insight into maybe, you know, how you can really, you know, customize your about page, because your about page, more often than not, I'd say probably at least 80% of the time, is the next logical step that people take once hopping on your homepage. So if you do a good job of outlining your homepage and, you know, making it pretty, and, you know, it has piqued their interest, they're going to keep going, right? They're going to keep digging on your website. And so they do that by going to the next logical step. And that, like I said, out of 10 times is the about page. If you have somebody that's just a price shopper, they just want to know, like, or maybe they know, like, they love you, they've been following you for a while, so they go onto your homepage, but then they go straight to pricing, right? So there is a reason why, you know, that could happen. The other thing could be, you know, somebody, just wants to know if they're going to be wasting their time if they do fall in love with you. I mean, think about your own experience with like products or like companies and whatever. And like for me, it's Lululemon. Those bitches got me roped in. Like, love them, hate them. Like, they are the perfect example though for me. Like, I fell in love with them. I fell in love with what they stood for. And let's be honest, ladies, like any gents on here, then, I mean, you can attest to this too, I'm sure. I don't know if Aaron is still on here. He, I think, was the only guy that I saw. Like, yoga pants for days. And their yoga pants, they make any butt look good. Like, let's be honest, am I right? So Lululemon does a really good job, though, of, like, just bringing you in, and then they'll get you with the price, right? So like that was an example for me. Okay, so Casey, does it make more sense to boast about your credentials or soft about me fun stuff? I think you said I see your cred now, mix of both. Yes, exactly. So sprinkle in, they want to know that you're like, you're actually good at what you do, that you actually have the experience, because somebody's not going to pay big bucks for you, you know, if you don't have the experience to back it up, right? So, for me, like with Lululemon, I knew that they had been in business a while. Like, obviously, you know, if you've been in business a while, then chances are you're probably, you know, pretty decent at what you do. Okay, so Brian, definitely going to be watching this replay. Yay. Yeah, but girl, you know I'm gonna help you too. Like our next call, like I've already started thinking about what we're gonna talk about when we have our next VIP session. Love your, thank you, Casey. But that's me. Like that's being true to me. You either love me or you hate me. There's no in between. And like, yeah, there's no in between. My father is the one that basically instilled that in me. So yeah, you love me or you hate me. There's no in between. No way! Lee! Oh, that's right, Lee! I forgot you were on here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm an asshole. Ah, they are. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were your wedding pants. That makes me so happy. Oh my god, that makes me so happy. But right? Aren't, like, and they make your ass look good too. Like, they just have a way, like, there's just some kind of technology in the rear end of their pants that is just, like, on point. And you're like, I feel good today. You could literally have not showered for like, well, let's not talk about that because I hope you shower daily. But if you haven't, you know, life happens. You throw on a pair of Lululemon pants and you feel magical. Like, you just do. It's like hands down. It's real life. I know. I have way too many. I'm not even going to tell you how many pairs of pants I have. I'm not. It's a problem. Oh my god, wine, dine, design? Shut up. That sounds so much fun, Erica. Where are you located? Where are you located, Erica? Like, I need to come to this wine, dine, design. Like, this is my jam. I can't paint for shit. So this, like, this is my language. Like, that's my love language. Yeah, so, okay. I think I answered all the questiones. Okay, so what questions do you guys have, though, as far as, you know, your website copy and making it speak to your ideal client? Like, do you guys, and that's another piece I want to touch upon really quickly. Like, you will hear about it probably time and time again, you know, if you listen to other podcasts or other educators, other leaders in the industry, other people that do what I do, you'll hear them say ideal client, and you'll find that it's like it's split down the middle. Like, some people are all about finding your ideal client, and then some people are like, there's no such thing as your ideal client. Okay, well, clearly you can tell, like, I'm all about figuring out who your person is, because if you don't have a really good sense of who your person is, then chances are they're never going to come about, right? So, like, have you ever heard the saying, like, what you think about, you bring about? it's the same thing. Like, maybe it's the woo-woo in me. I don't freaking know. But I genuinely believe, like, if you start to paint a picture in your head of who, your ideal target audience is, you're going to be able to speak to them. So what I encourage my one-on-one clients when they hire me, and if they have no idea, really, like, they can't tell me down to what the ideal client is drinking, then we go back and we will, like, reevaluate. So what I would encourage people, if you're like, I have my peeps, go on to Pinterest, create a secret board, and I want them to think about either their favorite person, their favorite bride, their favorite groom that they've ever worked with, and really, like, write down the ish that, had to do with them. Like, do they own their car outright? Do they drive a Mercedes or a BMW? Are they leasing their car? Do they rent an apartment or do they own a home? Did they go to college or not? What are they drinking? Are they drinking Dunks or Starbucks? Or, kombucha? Like, you really, really, really have to go through and, figure out, like, what is their favorite brand? Are they, like, more of an Anthropologie person, or are they Target all the way? You got to figure out who your person is so that way you can speak to them. Because unless you know what, do they say spirit animal? Like, would you drop that on, in your copy? I don't know. Is it going to resonate with your person? Every person has a different client that they're trying to attract, but you can't attract. Oh my God. Okay, there's a chicken outside my window. No joke. How the hell did you get out? Anyway, didn't she come out last time? Like, didn't she come out last coffee chat? What are you doing? Okay, sorry. It's one of the Golden Girls, and I'm pretty sure it was Blanche. Blanche, you're a whore. Okay, anyway. Okay, so, yeah, that was what I was saying about that. Oh my God! Erica, you're on the North Shore? Okay, for realsies, like, no joke, no lie, message me, because I need to come to the next one. No joke. Okay, Casey, coming from a marketing... Yes, I thought she was Leslie. Okay, seriously though, I'm like, oh my God, am I losing my brain? It's been a rough week. It's really been a rough week. Coming from a marketing background, this is 100% true. Now, everyone's going to want what you offer. Yes, exactly. So when people say, the industry is very saturated, yes, that's true. Like, hands down, yes, that's true. But you aren't going to be going after the same type of client that, your biz bestie in the industry is, or maybe you are because you're besties, and you have similar interests. Chances are, if you're on the West Coast, you're going to be going after a different client altogether than I am on the East Coast, because let's be honest, East Coast versus West Coast, especially if you've ever, like, moved from one coast to another, their personalities are different. Like, you're going to be speaking to a different audience altogether, right? So yeah, Casey, it makes me happy when it resonates. Like, that's all. I just want to make sure it resonates every time, because if not, then I'm not doing my job well, right? But I mean, that's what I believe. Yeah, anyhoozle. How do I feel about pricing? Leslie, amazing question. You always have the best questions, girlfriend. Seriously. Let me take a quick drink because we only have a couple more minutes here. I have no problem going a little bit later, but I'm sure that you guys have engagements and whatever. But for those of you who have given me an hour of your life that you can never get back, thank you. And those who will be watching the replay and giving me an hour of your life, thank you. But how do I feel about pricing? So let me put it this way. If I were to fall in love with Lululemon all over again, let's say I just found out who they were, okay? Had no idea they existed before now. I find out who they were, and I don't know that their yoga pants on average run anywhere from $80 to like $100 struggle, then I'm gonna be pissed sorry, I'm gonna be pissed though, because I just fell in love with your yoga pants, but I had no idea they cost that much. You guys are assholes, right? So what I suggest doing is you need to give a starting price, a starting point. So just like Tiff said last week, I believe, you know, you can do it two ways. You can either say, I require, you know, a deposit of blank for a higher priced package. So let's say, you know, let's say you're a wedding photographer, and let's say your most expensive package is $6,000. Okay, that's not unheard of. Let's say your most expensive package is $6,000. Is that going to scare away people? No, but you might not get as many inquiries from your ideal people unless you were to say something like, you know, this package requires a deposit of, you know, half. However she worded it, it was very, like, on point. For me, when I was talking about planning and whatnot, I would always say starting at, because then at least that way they have a frame of reference going into it, and they can make a decision in their mind moving forward. Am I going to continue to fall in love with this brand and this story and this person, or do I need to go elsewhere? So they're not going to be mad at you later on when they find out you're $8,000, right? Like, does that make sense? So giving them a starting point, a starting price, is not a bad thing. It could be that you have like base offerings and then you do all add-ons. Like maybe if you're a wedding photographer, Lee, I don't know if you're still on here or if you could attest to this. I don't know how your packages are actually set up now that I'm thinking about it. You know, do you offer, you know, are your base rates based on only hours? And then you add on your digitals, like it's you know, you have to purchase it above and beyond, or, you know, is it all inclusive? So it just kind of matters what your packages are, but do whatever feels right for you. So if you won't have a package that's only like, I don't know, like a month of coordination or day of coordination, and it's, I don't know, $1,500, chances are you're not going to want to say, I require a deposit of $750, because you're basically appealing to somebody that is not your ideal client, because what they're going to, okay, you do have all-inclusive packages. Thank you, Lee. So what they're going to say and what they're going to think is like, oh shit, I can afford her. And in reality, this is a person that, you know, has the $3,000 wedding budget. I'm being obviously very exaggerative here. But does that make sense? So obviously you'll only want to do like the deposit wording if it's a larger package. If it's smaller, don't do that, because then it's going to be like giving your less than ideal clients false hope. I don't know how else to say it. Okay, so Karen, do you think you can have too many pages on your website? Be combined about contact pages. Can too many pages be overwhelming? Yes, too many pages can absolutely be overwhelming. So that is why I would definitely suggest, Karen, if you want to message me your website URL, if you want to drop it in the comments, I'll take a quick peek at it for you. But I'll be totally honest, I've never seen an instance where the about page and combining an about page and a contact page has worked well. So let me take a look at it for you. I have no problem doing that. I always encourage to have them be two separate things. So yeah, yeah. But that's my answer on that. I get what's your average pricing almost every day. Exactly. I took the opportunity to say that custom isn't average in any sense of the word, but I do say how much couples typically spend with me. Brilliant. And that's exactly how I was going to answer that, Casey, if you hadn't said that last sentence. So anytime I help people with copy, or when I was building websites, I would always say on our clients on average can expect to pay anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000. Like, giving them a range is also helpful, because then in their mind, it's like, okay, well, if they are your ideal client, but they're not able to afford you, then at least there's still hope, right? But if they like are your ideal client and that really like, speaks to them, then they're going to be like, oh, that's no problem. Okay, good. All right, good. And it's still answering the question. But what it sounds like you're doing, Casey, is like you're in the process of like almost leveling up. Like that's the feeling I'm getting. And so you're almost to the point where you're going to be able to start getting more money, but you're like at that cusp. Does that make sense? Like that's just the feeling I'm getting. Sorry, the woo-woo is coming out. And I pre-qualify everyone with the prices starting at. Good job, Lee. This is why I love you, Lee, because you're just freaking brilliant. Perfect. All right, so Karen, I can absolutely take a look at that for you, and I will send you a quick message and just let you know what I find. But yeah, does anybody have like anything else that they're, yep. See, I told you, like anytime I mention the woo-woo, like, or anytime I start to talk about stuff, I always am so hesitant because like, most people don't know like that's a big part of my life, and so they fall in love with me for me, and then it's an element that sometimes will scare people, and it's like, no, I'm not a crazy witch person. No, like I just am intuitive a little bit, a lot of it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for people to watch the replay and be like, the fuck is Laura talking about now? Yeah, so are there any more questions? Like, does anyone have anything, does anyone have any suggestions for next week for a coffee chat? I mean, I have plenty of ideas, but I definitely would rather help you than, just start randomly talking about stuff. Like if something is more like, happening in your life, I'd much rather talk about that than just like my random go-to topics that I have written down. Random, what do you use for Facebook Live? Yes! Love, 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 love. And actually, that's a really good question. So for Facebook Live, I use what's called Ecamm. It's Ecamm, and it is amazing. I love it. I've heard of like OBS or whatever it's called. I've heard of Be Live, TV, and like another one, Stream. Like I've heard of them all. Ecamm is hands down my favorite. It's a download. It's a program. I don't know if I can show you guys. Can I show you my screen? No. I can take a picture though. I'll take a picture right now. That way you can kind of see what I'm looking at. That way you can see what it kind of looks like. Oh, hi. Hi, Lauren. Okay. I'll post that in the comments in a little bit. But you can customize it. You can have guest speakers. But if you want to have a guest speaker, you have to just basically order an extension. It's cheap though. Ecamm I think is only $40. Don't buy it yet though. Let me go find the coupon code, because I have a coupon code that I use and I got 50% off. So I'll drop that in the comments as soon as I feel like I should smile for the picture. Casey, how have we not had a coffee chat yet? I feel like we'd be laughing our asses off the entire time. Just saying. Okay, so I'll drop the information about that in a little bit. Karen, topic Instagram. Oh, girl. Oh, Insta. Actually, I just signed up for Tyler McCall's workshop that he's doing for Instagram stories, because for some reason I can do a Facebook Live like it's nobody's business, clearly, but Instagram stories scare the shit out of me, and they're only like, what, 6 seconds long? But they're like so intimidating. Like these people have like these beautiful things, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I do use Instagram often. If you don't follow me on Insta, it's Wedding Boss Life, all one word, all lowercase. Feel free to go follow on there. Instagram, it took a while for me to like start enjoying it. It wasn't like a love at first sight, if that makes sense. It took a while, but once I started posting more regularly, I really did fall in love with it. And so Insta and Facebook are I lied. Instagram and Pinterest are my two favorite platforms for finding clients and finding my tribe and, providing value to them. my Facebook group, though, like, I love Facebook because of my group, because of you guys. Like, I know that's cheesy, but you know by now, if you know me at all, like, I mean it. So yeah, that's that. But I can definitely share, I'll definitely put Instagram, like, on the coffee chat list, but I would probably need to have it be a little bit more, like, what about Instagram? Like, what do we really want? Are you guys all following me? Like, I've got, like, Instagram, like, blowing up. Oh, you can't, I don't, okay. Yeah, whatever. Blowing up. Yeah, so if though, you have something that you're like, I want to pay somebody all the money in the world because I can't do, but put it in the comments, and then that way we can have a coffee chat about it, and you get free advice about it instead of paying somebody millions of dollars, right? That's what these are for. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I truly, truly, truly want to thank you all that have reached out to me. I actually got a little overwhelmed and started bawling last night at how much love you guys were sending me, so I really appreciate that. I know it's cheesy and corny, but I mean it. And yeah, I will definitely see you guys next Tuesday regardless. And yeah, that's, sorry, I just drew a total blank just because you guys just really fill my heart up, as, again, as cheesy and stupid as that sounds. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will be chatting with you all next Tuesday. Oh, wait. Oh, Courtney, I think Lauren could do wonders for your site. Sorry, I took a quick look, and I think she is your girl. Oh, Courtney. Thanks, babe. I'll definitely take a peek at it, Karen, and I'll let you know what I find. But yeah, keep dropping in the comments. I check them, so I will definitely respond to you. I will take anything and everything. And guys, don't be afraid to post in the group, too. Like, post the questions in there. Like, get the conversation going. It's starting to happen, but I would love to see you guys, like, engage, because there's so many brilliant people in this group, because I know some of you personally and, you know, others not. Like, you guys, we are a fucking plethora of knowledge and wisdom and experience. Like, can you imagine how many hours, you know, how many years we all have collectively experienced? Yeah, it's crazy. Yay. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Here come the tears. Yeah, I appreciate that so much. So yeah, he'll be out of surgery around lunchtime. So yeah, send all the love then. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. All right, so much love to you guys. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next week.